My favorite game ever made is The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. When I was a kid, that was a game to me that felt more than just special. It felt larger than life. It felt like something that I'd never truly experienced in a video game before. And even today, playing through that game, there's still something special about the world and the places and the people that you meet in that game. And so when I heard it was being remade, I was a bit hot and cold towards it. Obviously, I love the series and I love the game and I love anything new Zelda, but it leaves Nintendo with this impossible challenge. How do you recreate that magic of such a special game to so many other gamers like myself without changing the game or in some ways detracting from what made the original so great? And in this video, I'm going to explore kind of some of the approaches that I think Nintendo might take and why some of those might be better than others. So let's take a look. With the remake trailer, we didn't really see too much on how the new remake is going to play or function differently or even the same as the original Ocarina of Time. We really just get Link kind of waking up and kind of recreating the famous intro scene from Ocarina of Time when you start the game. But other than that, we don't really know what else or how this game is going to play out. Obviously, there's going to be better visuals that are going to take advantage of the Nintendo Switch 2 hardware, but beyond that, we don't really know. And this proposes an interesting challenge. Is Nintendo going to basically recreate Ocarina of Time with some minor quality of life improvements and better visuals, kind of like they did with Link's Awakening? Or are they going to experiment and try to expand on the original Ocarina of Time and kind of turn it into its own thing? And this is kind of where I'm curious, but I'm also half worried. The thing is, for me, Ocarina of Time felt so special when I was a kid because the scale of it felt huge. It felt like something that no other game had done before, and it felt so refined at that time. I understand the graphics have aged tremendously now, but at that time period, the visuals and the atmosphere and the world just felt like they were alive. And so with the Switch 2, obviously we will have those capabilities and we'll have those advancements, but is this going to be Nintendo's way to approach Ocarina of Time from a Breath of the Wild angle? Or are they simply going to approach this from a more safe angle of recreating Ocarina of Time? Now, the downside to that is gamers who prefer that Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom model where you have this fully fleshed out world that's now fully explorable in a very non-linear way might find that the Ocarina of Time remake doesn't feel as tremendous or as cool as they would have expected. And in a lot of ways, I'm not sure which route is the right route, and there may be a potential that Nintendo's going to kind of try to juggle a bit of both. Even back then, Ocarina of Time did have some aspects to it that, you could explore different areas before it was ready to actually fully explore them, if that makes sense. Like getting into the water temple, you could explore Lake Hylia beforehand and kind of do things around there beforehand, and that was part of the appeal of Ocarina of Time. But is Nintendo going to go deeper and really change that formula? I'm not sure. And this is, again, in my opinion, kind of what makes this almost an impossible challenge. And I have to highlight, Silent Hill 2, I said the same thing. When they were remaking Silent Hill 2 over at Konami, I said, it's going to be an impossible challenge to really recreate what made Silent Hill 2 so special for the modern age. And in my opinion, Bloober and Konami really succeeded. And so, and I want to highlight, they added a lot of quality of life features, they changed some things, they reimagined some things, re-explored some things in a really, really tasteful and well done way. And if Nintendo can do that, if they can expand on Ocarina of Time tastefully, and if they can handle that world tastefully, I think it will be a good remake. But ultimately, one of my big concerns is that we're either going to get something that's way too safe, which isn't necessarily a terrible thing, but it might not be as exciting because we've already had that that retread with Ocarina of Time 3D on the 3DS, which had basically improved graphics with a couple little quality of life improvements, but other than that, it was Ocarina of Time. And so I guess my gut says that this is just going to be that, but with better graphics again. I'm not sure how exciting the remake will be beyond the fact that we get beautiful visuals, which I'm not against, and I'd be welcome to replay it, but it's also on the other side, it would be interesting to see how Nintendo could expand on that world and how they could develop some parts of Ocarina of Time that might not have been developed due to the fact that there was limitations and size constraints of the original game. And so these are sort of things that are going through my head with the game, but ultimately I'm open to it. I'll put it like this: had Nintendo never announced an Ocarina of Time remake, I probably wouldn't. It wouldn't really mean much to me, I guess is what I'm saying, because the original is such a good game and it's such a special game in its own right. But as it stands, will I play this new remake? Absolutely. But I'm just curious, how is Nintendo going to approach that model? Are they going to do what they did with A Link to the Past, like I said earlier, and just play it safe and basically recreate that game with way better visuals and some quality of life improvements? Or are they going to really change the game and kind of make it more like a Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom in terms of scale and exploration and non-linear progression? And that's something that I'm curious about, and in my opinion, can make this in a lot of ways such an impossible task for Nintendo.